Anyhow, shall we do the thing?
Yes, let's.
All right, I'll count us down
All right.
in five, four, three, two, and one. Let's hit start. Okay. So let's do something a little different or add something a little different. Let's set our intentions for new jobs and new beginnings. Okay, so let's find our usual sitting position that's comfortable, yet alert, relax. Okay, lengthen your spine, sit up tall. If you haven't already, close your eyes. And then let's take three centering breaths together. So let's breathe into the nose, sit up a little bit taller, and then long breath out. Relax down into your mat. Number two, let's breathe in. Really fill your lungs, let your chest expand. Then long breath out once again. Okay, last deep breath together. Let's breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. You can resume a normal breathing pattern and relaxing our whole body, head to toe, as we usually do. So relax your forehead, your face, and your eyelids. Relaxing our necks. Notice how it holds up your head. Okay, maybe move your head side to side real quick. Okay, down to the shoulders. And then on your next out breath, breathe into your arms and notice how your arms feel from your shoulders to your biceps, down through your forearms. And then notice where your hands are. Okay, they can be on your knees, maybe they're clasped in your lap, maybe they're palms up. The outside parts of your hands are resting on your legs. And then we'll make our way back to our torso and our chest. Noticing our chest expands and contracts as we breathe. And noticing our belly does the same. Still breathing. Then let's come down to the lower half of our body. So notice how your glutes feel against your mat and how your hamstrings feel down to the knees, to the calves and shins. If you're sitting cross-legged like me, how your shins touch your feet and how your feet feel against your mat. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit. And then notice how your whole body feels as a unit. Now let's just continue to sit here and breathe. Continue to relax. All right, let's take one more deep breath in and hold to the top. So breathe in through the nose. And then when you hear the singing bowl, you can exhale. And gently open the eyes, readjusting to the light. I'm gonna hop off my block. All right, let's start with the spine twist, shall we? Definitely need that this week. So I'm gonna start to the left. Oh, so we're looking back behind us, turning the chin towards the left shoulder. Okay, the left hand pushing to the ground or left fingertips. Oh, wow. Lengthening the spine, sitting up while we twist. Okay, take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let's come back to center and then twist towards the right. Oh, same thing, but the right hand is pressed into the floor. Okay, pushing and twisting. See how far back behind you can look every time you breathe out. Taking a deep breath in on this side. And then as you exhale, let's come back to center. And then we'll get our necks, and then we'll get our sides. So let's start by sitting on the right hand, grabbing over our head with our left. Okay, we're gonna pull the right shoulder down towards the ground so you can stretch the neck from the top and the bottom. Then feel free to go back and forth. We'll take a little time here. Oh, okay, you can either hold in one spot or keep going back and forth, whatever feels good to you. Ooh. All right. And then let's get off that hand and release the head. Let's get the left side. So sitting on the left hand or left fingertips, pulling the head over to the right. Okay, remember to let the left shoulder drop. And then feel free to go back and forth as needed. Ooh. Okay, let's release the head and then get off the left fingertips. Let's do a sitting side stretch. So let's reach the arms up. Okay, really reach for the ceiling. Then I'm going to start on my right. So right palm is planted on the mat. Left arm reaches over your body. Turning the chin and looking up. Okay, keep that left sit bone planted. Active reach. And you should feel the stretch go all the way down the left side to your left hip. All right, and then gently and slowly bring the right arm up to the top. And then come down on the left. Ooh. Okay, remember active reach. That right arm should be working the whole time. Ooh. One deep breath in for this side. And then as you exhale, bring that left arm back up to the top. And slowly bring the hands back down to center. Ooh. All right, let's get our legs. Let's do our cobbler pose, shall we? Ooh. All right. Feet together. Pull the heels in as far as feels good. Knees drop down to the mat. And then just lean forward, keeping your back straight. Ooh. Let's take a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, reach the arms forward, round out the back. Oof. I'm gonna crawl with my fingers. I'm still going. Really feeling those inner thighs. Oof. All right, that's about good. Let's bring the knees back together. Let's do one more spine twist. I'm going to extend out my left knee and plant the right foot either on the inside or the outside part of my left knee. Totally up to you. Wrapping the left arm around the right knee. And I kind of feel this in my right glute too. But turning clockwise the head. Okay, right fingertips are planted. Ooh, I'm kind of liking the glute stretch while we twist our spines. All right, gently come back to center and then switch legs. I'm going to extend my right, plant my left, then wrapping the right arm around left knee. Okay, twisting, looking back behind us, really feeling the left glute and the spine twist. All right, let's come back to center. Let's stand up. Let's get our hamstrings. All right. Need super wide stance, you know the drill. Toes facing forward. Let's reach the arms up nice and easy. Okay, really give me a mini reach for the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, swan dive. Whew. All right. Let's keep the legs straight. Fingertips or palms are on the ground, supporting ourselves as we look back behind us. Okay. Give me some exhales here, and every time you breathe out, see how low you can get, or rather, how low you can get the torso. Feeling the hamstrings. Ooh. All right. And then let's fold our arms. Rest the head on the forearms so that the weight of your body do the stretching now. Ooh, wow. All right, rock side to side if you haven't already. We're going to take some extra time for this stretch this week. It just feels needed. Ooh. Oh. Let's skip the arms behind the back variation, but you can release the forearms and plant to the right palm on the floor, right in front of your face. Rotate that left arm up, then open up the left shoulder and chest. Really push into the ground with the right palm. Turn the chin up towards the ceiling. All right. Hopefully those hamstrings are starting to open up. Deep breath in. And then exhale, gently bringing the left arm back down to the ground. Swap palms. Now that right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Continue to breathe. All right, deep breath in here. And then Exhale, slowly bring that right arm down. Both hands are on the ground. Hamstrings are still stretching. Oof. Oof. All right, from here, let's pivot to the left 90 degrees. We're going to get our hips next, but we're going to come to a lunge. Okay, you can support yourself on the ground with your fingertips or palms. And then gently drop that right knee down to the ground. You can untuck the right foot, bring the torso up. Okay. Twist the hip or rotate the hip rather forward. Feel the right hip stretch out. Add the right arm as needed. Doesn't take much movement, but you will feel it in the right hip. Uh, let's hold this one for another 5 seconds. This one's starting to feel really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can bring that right arm down if it was up in the air. Bring the arms and torso back down to the ground. Get back on the right toes. Bring the right knee up, and we're back into our lunge. Okay, let's rotate slowly towards the long side of our mat, back into our hamstring stretch in the center. Let's twist to the right. Okay, now we're in our lunge on our right leg. And let's drop the left knee down. Arms and torso come up. Okay, rotating the hip. Saying hello to the left side. Oof. Ooh. All right, let's do a slow 5 count for this side. Go to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Arms back down. Oh, get back on the left toes. Rotate back to center. We're back in our favorite hamstring stretch. Okay. And let's straighten up our bodies on a 10 count. So we're going to 1, 2, let the arms dangle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, legs together. Let's stretch our necks once again. So classic chicken wing. I'm gonna grab the left wrist behind my back. Okay, drop that over to the chicken wing side. You know the drill. Try to bring that right ear to the right shoulder. Let's turn our heads back and look up. Uh, and then rotating the head gently forward as we look down. Okay, back to that center position. And then bring the head straight back up and then switch sides. So we're grabbing the right wrist, dropping the head to the left. Ooh, this side definitely feels tighter. All right, let's look down to start on this side. And then gently back as we look up. Ooh. And back to center. Then back up. You can release that right wrist or right hand. Okay, let's get our shoulders. Ooh. Shoulders, triceps. Then we'll get another hamstring. Okay. Let's switch sides. Ugh. All right, let's release the right arm. Let's get the left arm behind the head. And then over to the right. Okay, release that. I'm gonna crack the window just to get a little airflow in here. But get ready for a straight leg hamstring stretch. So stand lengthwise with your mat. I'm gonna start with my left. Okay, heels are in line, left toes are facing forward, arms reach up, and then swan dive over the straight left leg, drive the right hip towards the front ankle. Okay, lots of stretching today. We're going to focus more on stretching than the moving options. Ooh. Okay, keeping the front leg straight. We're still feeling the pinch in the left hamstring. And then let's bend the left knee and come on up. Switch legs. So that right leg is out in front, heels are back in line. Adding the arms. And then exhaling as we swan dive forward over the straight right leg. Ooh. We're still hanging out here for another 3, 2, and 1. Come forward, or bend that right knee. Not come forward, come up. Oh, all right. Let's come to the front of our mat. Set up nice and tall. Let's bring the arms up. And then swan dive forward, reaching for the toes. And we come up to flat back, so resting the hands on the shins. Then as you breathe out, round out your back, and then we're going to reverse swan dive. Okay, 2 warm-up swan dives as always, hands are at the top. And then swan dive forward. Okay. Hamstrings are really starting to open. Up to flat back. Breathing out, rounding out the back, reverse swan dive, standing up nice and tall, hands are at the top. And then let's swan dive forward, okay, controlled. Up to flat back. Ooh. And then as you breathe out, relax down, plant both palms, step back to plank. Ugh. That's over the cobra and 7 upward dog. So lower your body until everything is on the ground. Hands are underneath the shoulders. You can untuck the toes and then push the floor away. Okay. Bring the neck out of the turtle shell. Oof, you should feel your core, the front of your body. Oof. Okay, we're gonna hold this for a while. If you want, you can turn the chin and look up. Okay, stretching the front of the neck. I always think this one's interesting just because I feel my belly stretching on the front, which doesn't get much. All right, you can lower the head if you were looking up. Now let's turn the head to the left and look at our left heel. Okay, you can drop the right hip down to the ground a little bit. And then turn the head back to center. Turn the head towards the right, looking at the right heel. And then back to center. Oof. And then let's hold that cobra stretch. Oh my goodness. Why does this feel good? All right, and let's lower ourselves back down to the ground. Okay, let's come back into a plank. You can use the knees to assist if you need to. And then slowly into our first downward dog of the day. Oh. All right, let's get those calves going. So let's bend the right knee, drive the left heel down. And over to the right, so bending the left knee. Move. Okay, one more time the left. Over to the right. Okay, back to neutral, so both legs are straight. Let's do add a sun salutation. So gently walk the feet towards the hands. And then reverse swan dive. Ooh. Ugh. Okay, hands are at the top. Swan dive forward. Up to flat back. Ugh. All right, breathing out, bending down, planting both palms, legs coming back to a plank position. Let's chaturanga into an upward dog. Back to plank, no push up, straight into the down dog. Okay, let's do our crescent pose sequence without a leg lift. So feet together. We're going to start on the left. So let's just bring the left leg forward. Okay. And then bring the arms and torso up. All right, that front knee should be tracking over the front ankle. The back heel should be reaching for the mat. The arms reach up towards the ceiling. Oof. Settling with the breath, maybe getting a little bit lower in stance. And then let's bring our hands together at heart center. And let's go into a prayer twist. Ooh. Okay, hands are stacked, pressed together. And then we'll come out in 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands back up. And then breathing out, bring the hands back down. Plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Back to plank. Let's do a sun salutation. So stepping the feet forward. And then reverse swan dive. So the hands are at the top. Swan dive down. Ooh. Letting out a groan. Up to flat back. Enjoying this little stretch here. And then exhaling, rounding out the back, planting both palms. Let's step back to plank and then chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank into a downward dog. All right, let's do the same thing for the right side. Remember, no leg lift. Not feeling it this week, so feet and legs together. And then just step that right leg forward and plant it in front. Arms and torso come up. That back heel is reaching for the mat. Settling with the breath, getting low into it. or as low as feels good to you. And you definitely feel that left hip stretch out. Eyes looking forward. Relaxing the breath. And then bring the hands to heart center as we twist into prayer twist. Breathing. And 3, 2, 1. Back into crescent pose. Arms reach up. Exhale and bring the arms and torso back down. Plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, and then stepping the feet towards the hands. Oh, reverse swan dive. Whew. And then swan dive down. Lift the flat back. Ooh. Exhaling, planting both palms, stepping back to plank. And let's do another cobra. So gently lower the whole body back down. Oh, I just feel like stretching today. We might even skip the warrior sequence. I don't want to do that. All right. Let's lower ourselves back down. Don't let the elbows flare out. Okay, we're lying down at our front side of our body. Let's come into a child's pose. Okay, scooting our body back, arms forward, forearms on the mat. Let's just take a few breaths here, relaxing our body. Ooh. All right, let's add the side stretch. So let's start on the right. So stick the right arm out, about a foot and a half. Stack our left hand over our right. Feel the stretch down the left side of our torso. Ooh. Ooh. Move back to center. Let's come over to the left side. We come back to center. Neutral child's pose. And from here, we're going to add a cat cow. So come forward slowly. Oh, I'm going to roll up my mat. Lower back definitely needs this one. Ugh. So let's find the all fours position. Let's do 5 breath cycles. Untuck the toes. And breathe in and bring the head and bottom up. Chest is pressed down towards the mat. And then exhale, rounding out the back. Okay, inhale, head up. Ooh. Exhale, head down. Inhale, head up. Ooh. Exhale, head back down. Inhale, head up. That should be number 4. Exhale, head down. Oof. Really push into the floor with those palms. One more cycle. Inhale, head up. And then breathing out last time, arching the back. Okay, coming back to a neutral spine. Hop off my mat, straighten it back out. Let's lie down. Let's get a supine twist. Oh, take your time getting there. Oof. But hugging in the right leg, the right knee towards the chest. Okay, let's pull the right knee out towards the right. I had to describe where that stretch is. It's where my leg meets my hip, but on the inside. All right, let's pull or rotate that right knee over to the left side of our body. Extend out our right arm to the right, looking towards the right. Okay, settle with the breath. We're still twisting. Hopefully you feel a nice stretch in your spine. Ooh. All right, and then bring that right leg back over your body, back to center. And let's repeat with the left leg. So hugging in the left knee. Ooh. Okay, let's pull the left leg out to the left or the left knee. And then let's rotate the left knee over our body to the right side. And let's extend out our left arm to the left. Ooh, wow. This direction seems much, much tighter, much more needed. Oof. All right. Gently bringing that left leg back to center. And let's reach the arms overhead, point the toes at the bottom. Okay, mini morning stretch here. Ugh. And we'll go into happy baby next. So bring both legs up into the air. Oof. Oof. Okay. Grabbing the outside parts of our feet. And then rocking left, right. All right, you can release the feet and legs back down. Let's do a glute stretch. So I'm going to start planting the left foot down on the mat, getting the right ankle into position. Ugh. And grabbing the left shin, beginning to feel the right glute. Okay, let's do our 3 usual breaths. I'll call them out. Relax every time you breathe out. Let the stretch get deeper. So breathe into the nose. And then long breath out. Controlling the exhale. Okay, feeling the stretch get deeper on that right glute. Number 2, let's breathe into the nose. And then out of the mouth. All right, next one, breathe into the nose. And then exhale, letting that stretch take over the right glute. All right, Let's release the left leg. Let's get the right foot planted. Left ankles in position, making that figure four. We're grabbing the right shin, letting the left glute engage. And we're going to breathe into the nose and out to the mouth. Okay, number two, let's breathe in. And then control the breath as you exhale. Feel the air as it exits your lips. Feeling the left glute get deeper. All right, one more time. Breathe into the nose. And then out to the mouth. Ugh. Let's release that leg. Let's stretch out both legs. You can stretch out the arms at the top or lay the arms out on the ground. You know, let's just take a few deep breaths at our own pace. You can close your eyes. Sink into your mat, your cushion. I'm just going to thank my body for everything I ask it to do. Still breathing, relaxing down. Okay, we're going to sit on up, but take your time. I'm going to use the weight of one of my legs to get up. All right, let's do what's it called? A calf stretch. Or a hamstring stretch, excuse me. So I'm going to start with the left leg out in front, bringing in the right heel. Oh, my lower back is definitely feeling it today. All right, let's flex the left foot so the toes are facing the ceiling. Add the arms up top. And then exhaling over the straight left leg, keeping the back of the left knee on the ground. Ooh. And letting the right knee stay close to the ground. Feeling the left hamstring. Ooh. All right, let's release that stretch. Let's switch legs. So the right leg is out in front. Ugh. Bringing in my left heel towards my soft tissue, flexing the right foot, adding those arms. Oh, and stretching over or reaching over the straight right leg. I'm really taking my time this week. Ugh. Oh my goodness. The right hamstring is really feeling it. The lower back is feeling it too. Ugh. Okay, let's really reach, stretch out. Settle it with a breath. And then let's gently sit back up. Since we did both sides individually, let's hit both legs together. So add that left leg next to the right, both arms up. And then exhaling down, reaching for both legs or both feet. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Ugh. Let's release that. Gently sitting back up. We're gonna stay in this sitting position. This one's always hard for me. So stretch out your legs or expand the legs, however you want to think about it. Then just reach forward. This one I can't get very far, but you'll know where that stretch is. Woo. Okay. Continue to slide the fingertips forward or crawl with the fingertips. We're going to hold this one for a slow 10 count. I'll call it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's gently sit up. And let's do some knee drops since we're in that position. Move my yoga block so I don't hit it. So plant the feet, bring the knees up. Okay, dropping the knees to the right. Oh, over to the left. Okay, I'll call it out, but if you have a different preferred speed, feel free. Back to the right. Oh, I'm definitely achy today. Woo. Work my way back to the left. I'm going to do 5 times each side. So that should be rounding out number 2. Over to the right. Ooh. Over to the left. Oh, let's go back to the right. Ooh, that's a small popping sensation. Not in a bad way, but a popping sensation nonetheless. All right, let's go over to the left here. We have one more time on each side. Hopefully this feels as good for you as it does for me. All right, one more set to the right. Last time, rounding out the whole thing, back to the left. Oh. Oh. All right, let's bring those knees back up. Let's do a pigeon next. Find your push-up position. Not moving very quickly at this point. Oh, okay, I'm gonna start with my right. So right leg forward. I'm tucking the back foot, back toes. Oh. All right, we're gonna hold this one for almost a minute. So settle down or settle in. Ooh. 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 All right, let's plant the palms in front of us, bringing our torsos up. And let's reach back with the left arm, the quad stretch. Oh. Hopefully you're groaning as much as me, Arisa. I'm assuming you are. Ugh. What did I do to deserve this? No one deserves this. Okay, this left quad stretch is starting to feel really good, so let's hold it. Or let's go 10 count because this one's starting to feel really good for me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's release that side. With both palms. Right leg comes back to plank. Okay, left leg comes forward. Untucking the right toes. Sinking down. Letting that left leg stretch out all the ways. Ooh. All right, let's plant those palms in front. And reaching back with that right arm. We'll repeat a slow 10 count for the right quad. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, let's come into child's pose. Okay, knees are back, flat as the mat. Arms forward, resting the forehead or the temples down the mat. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, we're still relaxing our whole body, thanking it for everything it does and has done. Let's take one deep breath into the nose. And as you breathe out, come forward and rotate onto your back. Ugh. All right. Ugh. Let the arms rest at your side. You can close your eyes. Just do a body scan and breathe. Feel the whole lower or back half of your body against your mat. Okay, let's go for 90 seconds. Continue to just breathe and relax. Start in 3, 2, 1. And that was about 90 seconds. Let's reach the arms overhead and do our morning stretch. Point the toes at the bottom. Okay, you know what to do here. Let out your biggest groan. Wriggle side to side. Do it all. I'm still going. Oof. Let's roll onto your side. Rest your head and face right on your hands. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, take a moment for yourself. And whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the mat and push yourself back up. Ugh. Ugh. Right. We find ourselves back where we started. So again, sit up nice and tall, lengthen your spine, close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or gaze softly in front of you. Give me 3 audible breaths. So breathing in through the nose, and breathe out with some sound. All right, number 2, let's breathe into the nose and breathe out with some sound. And last one, breathing into the nose and breathe out with some sound. Let's bring our hands to heart center. You may repeat after me. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Bringing our hands down to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. Okay. And returning our hands to heart center. The light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends. Pause your watch. We're recording.
All right. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Arisa.
All right.
All right.
Monday.
Have a good Monday. Oh.